Andre Spivey is with us here. It's a return visit, and we were just talking off air. I'm not sure he 100% remembers me, but I definitely remember you.
Yes, yeah, I recall.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we were talking about Build City last time, I think, if
Yes,
my
yeah,
memory serves correct.
yeah, and a lot of people
Yeah.
reached out after that about it. Yep,
Oh, wow.
I remember that.
Yeah. Now, you are kind of a basketball player, right? Is that quite fun?
I don't play anymore, but I love the game. I love the game. Now I just own a couple of minor league teams trying to help get guys overseas. But yeah, basketball is one of the things that it basically kind of forged the opportunities that I had life-wise. It's actually what got me into tech.
That's kind of interesting. How did basketball lead to tech?
Well, originally when I was growing up in San Diego, it could either be, first of all, it's a great city.
Yeah.
So it could be good or bad depending on the area that you're in. And I was in a pretty rough area growing up known as Southeast San Diego. And we lived in a neighborhood that was called the Four Corners of Death. And my mother, she saw the things that were going on and said, I don't want you to go to high school over here. I want you to have the opportunity to go somewhere else. And because I was pretty good at basketball, I was able to get to another school that was in a completely different neighborhood, whole different culture, whole different, more safe, educational focused environment. When I got there, there was a teacher strike, but there was this one guy who didn't go on strike, and he just wore like Hawaiian shirts and khaki shorts and sandals every day. And I was like, what does this guy do? And it turns out he was in the tech industry, and he was just teaching the A+ certification and things like that at the school. And that was like 1999, 2000. So I was like, whatever he's doing, I want to do it. This guy's got a Corvette.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think basketball is actually something that is a little bit more popular in America for some reason. Even though we still did it at school here in the UK, I don't really know why that is, but you guys seem to love it in all the American high school movies.
Right. There's like a million of them, right? Hoosiers, Coach Clark. There's always some sort of story behind it. I think it's probably similar to like how popular soccer is in the UK and other places. It just happens to be the game that was started by Joe Naismith in a gym when it was cold up north in Boston area. He said, what am I going to do with these rambunctious kids? Because they can't go outside. It's too cold. It's snowing. And then he comes up with the game of basketball. And it over the years takes off.
Yeah. How easy is it to run a team? Can it be quite challenging at times?
100%. Absolutely. It's like anything, really. It's like running anything. There's just different personalities. There's constant shifts in how, especially if you run a team in the league. Actually a good example is how often you see how lately in soccer there's been changes in the league and mergers and things of that nature. And basketball, especially at our level with the minor leagues and the professional leagues that aren't the NBA or FIBA, you see it happen quite often. So you get the league changes that you have to contend with, and then you get players. Players are people. Yeah. And anytime you're trying to help people with their vision and trying to combine it with your vision, it's going to be some challenges. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. And how good are the team that you manage?
The Tampa Bay Fury, they are an excellent team. Yeah. They're an excellent team. We got far to go. I mean, this will be our second season. But the first season, they come out of the gate surprising everybody, and we ended up winning our division championship. We didn't win the national or the world championship, but we won the division. It kind of put everybody on notice, like, wow, but this team this season is just as talented, probably even better, gotten bigger, gotten faster. Added schemes that we didn't use last year, because last year we kind of flying by the seat of our pants, because I don't know how brand new teams are. We're like, well, we don't know what's going to happen. We just hope we have an okay season. And these guys just kept winning. And we're like, oh, okay. I guess we're here now.
Yeah. And there's an up and coming season. When is that happening?
November is when late October, November is when the season starts. Our first game is October 30th against the St. Mary's Bucks. They were also a very talented team last season, so we expect it to be a pretty challenging game. And we're doing our championship ring ceremony, so I expect that they try to beat us to spoil the fun.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
try it.
Yeah. And basketball always surprises me with how little people are in a team, because there's only like 5, right? And if I was to guess, I would have probably said 11 and just assumed it was the same as football or something, but it's a lot smaller, and I guess the court is probably smaller as well.
So for American basketball, especially the professional level, there's you can have 15 in our league. You have 15 players,
Oh, wow.
just like the NBA, but only 12 are going to suit up.
Ah.
And at any given time, only 5 people are going to be on that court, 5 on 5. And of course, it's 97 feet long.
Yeah.
So you're going up and down. It's fast paced,
Mm.
but even though there's 12 people suiting up for each team, it's still pretty much 5 on 5, and then you switch them out when people get tired or people foul or have some sort of violation that the ref calls.
Yeah. And because it's mainly done inside, can basketball really be done all year round?
It absolutely can. It depends. Obviously, depends on the location, of where you're at. It is done all year round. I mean, people love playing in the spring and summer because America is interesting that America's full of outside courts.
Yeah.
Full of outside courts. So when it's nice on the blacktop and there's courts outside at the park, people are going to play. Then when it gets cooler, professional basketball is almost, for the most part, always played inside. But it's definitely a year-round sport. So even in the NBA, you'll see players play during the season in the NBA or FIBA or ABA Canada and these leagues. And then you'll see in the offseason, you'll see them play in other leagues that sometimes are outside. You have all kind of cool outside tournaments and stuff. It's definitely a year-round game.
Yeah, absolutely. And who are your favourite famous basketball players that you kind of look up to or just enjoy watching?
I gotta say, just to make sure, to pay homage definitely to the old school, the originators. Dr. J was one of the most prolific, players that I've ever seen. As far as I didn't see him personally, I'm not that old, but just looking back, here's a guy who he started actually, like you were saying, can it be played year round outside? He started out kind of playing at Rucker Park in New York, in New York City outside, and he just grew and developed this reputation to where the American Basketball Association, the ABA, heard about him, and then the NBA heard about him. And when the NBA and ABA merged, Dr. J was a star in that. So he's one of my favorites. Also, Bill Russell. Yeah. He's just a basketball mind, like a genius. And Michael Jordan, I mean, that's undeniable.
Yeah.
He did some things. He seemed like he was an alien when we watched the play. It's like, how's he doing that? Kobe Bryant's work ethic, it's really undeniable. And got to say, LeBron James, man. LeBron James is like an anomaly.
Yeah.
A guy of that size typically can't dribble like him, move like him. He could do everything on the court. And I got to say, there's some of my players, I'll say everybody on the Tampa Bay Fury is my favorite player. But I really like I'm not going to name anybody. Everybody will be mad at me later.
Yeah.
I do. I have a player called, named, we call him Jerome Harrison, man, named J5. That guy's special on both ends of the court. It's just a competitive attitude. It's like, I can't let you beat me. And then it kind of spreads to everybody. And Kenel Francis got to be one of the best guards I've ever seen. But this season, I think this whole team is just insane, man. These guys are really my favorites.
Yeah.
That whole team is my favorites because they're going to win us a championship this year.
Yeah. Well, where are we able to keep up to date with the basketball team and follow them?
What you want to do is go to 813FuryNation.com. 813FuryNation.com, or follow us on pretty much anything, man. We got funny TikTok videos because we're goofy at Tampa Bay Fury. On Instagram, we're at 813Fury. On Twitter, we're at 813Fury. So it's not hard to find. On Facebook, we're at 813Fury too. Yeah. And we have fun and we play the game that we love. And we like to win.
Absolutely. Well, thanks very much for joining us here on the show this afternoon. It's been great having you here again.
Absolutely. I always enjoy it every single time, man. That's why I keep coming back.